few days ago, I was talking to my friend about how the system we currently have, it's getting to the point where it literally is self-defeating, because the whole idea is only focusing on profit. It literally only wants to see profit. So when profit is your only goal, then you have to make things that don't really work that well. Because if they work too well, then you can't keep selling them. Like light bulbs. Like if they last too long, then people will stop buying light bulbs. So when you make them, you have to make sure if you make them too good, to step back and make them worse, because you'll notice your sales are going down. You have to find just where it's right, because if you make it too bad, then people won't buy it anymore. You gotta find that sweet spot. And when it comes to cars, you gotta make them like fuck up. And when phones, you have to slow them down later. And computers, they have to stop working and lag out. And even things like face creams and different kind of products like that, we make them not to be like as good as we can, because then you just put it and it would work. You'd stop buying it. Imagine if all those things actually like anti-aging, it just worked, and that's it. You start to moisturization. It just gave you the skin you wanted, and didn't have to just put it like 3 times a day for the rest of your life. But then how do you make money from that? You can't sell a million things, if they had like good shit. And so the idea is that how the fuck do we feel like this works? Hey guys, like hello? Hello? No, like hello? This doesn't work. Is there anyone here? This doesn't work. And it doesn't mean that we have to go to communism, or we have to go to some Greek or Islamic economy, or some system designed like hundreds of years ago, 1,000 years ago. We live in 2020. We have computers, we have brains, we are all talking together, and we have translators. We can figure out a system that isn't communism, socialism, capitalism, just some system we've had before, and stop going backwards. We can stop going backwards. We actually can go forward. Like, how hard is it to go forward? We have all of us. Everyone is there. Like, just go forward. Like, it feels very possible to design something that works much better than all of these. So I don't understand why people keep debating between which piece of shit smells less bad. Like, seriously, we have the ability to make something that is actually good for all of us. But hey, we have to like talk first, because it's not working, like, hey guys, hello, we have to talk. This is hey, anyone here? Like, it's not working. Can we talk somehow? Like, we have to figure out, like, hey, what do we want? That's the best question we have to start from. Not what are the options. What do we actually want from this system that we design? We want to be free to live where we want, and have living and food and comfort to maybe travel places, or participate in the hobbies we want, buy like a computer or a phone or cameras, or musical instruments, or paint things, or whatever we want. Everybody has a certain amount of basic stuff that we all want. Nobody wants to be miserable, unhealthy, unhappy, and alone, and no one cares about them, and not be important at all. Like, that's not what we want. Everybody wants to feel some level of comfort. Everybody wants to feel some level of freedom. Everyone wants to feel some level of being cared about, being important, being able to contribute something, being interesting, and like something like this. Like, we all want very similar stuff, but we have to figure out a way for all of us to have them together. And I feel like that can only happen through discussion. We're not just gonna sit at home and some guy is gonna come figure it out for us. We have to talk. What do we want? First, we have to talk to ourselves, because most people don't even know what they want. They think they want a big house. Why do they want a big house? Because they saw it on TV somewhere, and then they go live it in it, and they're like, this house sucks, or something like that. They want to marry some guy that some girl that they think is like amazing, but they don't even know them, and then they go meet them and they're like shocked that this person is not the person they imagined. So I think we have to first figure out what we want, and that cannot happen through just walking forward. Like, we have to stop, just like we're doing with this virus. We have something much bigger that we have to figure out, not just how to not cough on each other. So we have to stop going to work, but how to actually feel that we're here. Wait, like we're actually here. Like, there's people here everywhere. Like, all of us are here. You know, the system we can recognize ourselves and realize, oh, we're here. Okay, well, we're hungry, we're sad, we're messed up, we're unhealthy, we have problems, we're fat and sad and mad and everything. And so like, so we have to figure it out. We have to figure out first how to feel a little bit better. There's ways that we have studies, and science is good for that. You know, what helps people feel better: eating better, exercise, running, different things. So first we have to figure out how to feel better, and then kind of calm down a little bit, and then just talk, see what we want, and how once we know what we want, we have the ability to make it. Can do anything we want. We have the ability to make what we want, scientifically, socially, with ourselves. We can change our skin color, we can do anything. This is 2020. Like, the technology we have is here. We have it. We have the ability to make what we want. We can make robots that make food for us. We can make cars that drive themselves. We can make rockets that land themselves, you know, Musk and shit. So, like, yeah. And if we want something that doesn't exist now, we have people that have really amazing engineering abilities that can figure out how to build it for us. If we want a self-operating factory that just makes something, that is very designable. Someone could make it, I'm sure. And so we just gotta figure out, what do we want? What do we want? And if we can agree on what we want, that's it. But don't make it something like, as a group, what do you want? Like you yourself, like as the person who has a life that is listening, that has time, you know, you wake up and sleep. What do you want in your life? What do you want your life to look like? Do you want to wake up and have nice people around? Do you want to wake up in a big house? Do you want to wake up around nature? You want to wake up and hear loud noises and cars and smoke and go to work and like, what do you want? What do you want your life to look like? What would make you happy? Actually happy, like for the rest of your life, if you could just have it. Not just like, I want the next step. Actually, what do you want? So we can make a system that can give it to us. And if we realize that we all want the same thing, then I mean, like, we can just make it. But we have to talk first. One person can't just sit there and decide what we all want and just make one system that works for everybody. Like, that's just not how it works. That's why we have something called democracy, and that's why we have something called free speech or social media or these tools, phones. We like to communicate, translate everything, because we need to work together to make something really amazing. If one person comes and he says everything has to be like this, everybody has to wear this or listen to this music or do something like this, we all know that this is not how it works. Everyone has to eat this one style of food. Like, people like different things, and people think about different things and from different angles. So we have to talk. And I think it actually is a lot easier than we think. It might not be simple. It might be kind of takes time and a lot of details in the way, but I think it's easy. I really feel like there is some way that this can all happen well for all of us. We just never try to make it that way. We always try to make it like in some direction. But I feel like it can happen. But first we have to stop, just like we did, to stop, what we're doing, to not cough on each other. We have to stop a little bit, even if we don't stop everything. Like, just slow down here, and then the whole thing, and just feel like, okay, what do we want? Kind of do a group discussion or meditation or something. We can stop just using media to tell you what Kim Kardashian bought and what's the size of some guy's hands or whatever, or military, and what some crazy guy did today to someone on the street and who died. You can use social media, Facebook, Twitter, news channels to talk and make polls and ask people what they want and interview people on the street and just start a discussion, get a conversation going so we can see what we want.